Welcome, my friends. So far, I have not yet done a video on self-driving cars. After being the next big thing for so long, self-driving technology has been beset by a series of technological issues. It is highly anticipated. But, even the brightest engineers in the world are having difficulty getting it to work. And, it is not like just any old computer. The safety of humans is at stake here. And, the slightest slip-up could collapse what has become a fragile confidence. It seems as though self-driving cars are the technology of the future, and always will be. As things stand right now, there are three main leaders in the self-driving space. GM Cruise, Waymo, which is mostly owned by Google, and Tesla. And progress toward their goals seems to be in that order. GM Cruise and Waymo have started government-permitted driverless robo-taxi trials. GM Cruise has focused on San Francisco. Waymo has focused on Phoenix. Now we are hearing of news that Waymo has received a permit to start its robo-taxi service in San Francisco. This must mean that they have confidence in their technology. What does it mean for Google? What does it mean for technology companies? What does it mean for Silicon Valley? What does it mean for the economy? And, what does it mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. As you probably know, Waymo is the self-driving division of Google parent Alphabet. News was released today that Waymo will soon begin giving autonomous robotaxi rides. These rides will have no automation specialists in the vehicles. And the rides will be offered to members of the general public in San Francisco. Waymo announced that it plans to begin offering rides within the upcoming weeks. The company reports that it has just received a driverless pilot permit. This permit was issued by the California Public Utilities Commission, CPUC. The CPUC permit allows Waymo to give rides in its robo-taxis or autonomous vehicles, AVs. And it allows Waymo to give rides without any driver in the vehicle. However, Waymo is not allowed to charge for these rides. Waymo can give autonomous rides throughout San Francisco. The permit is also valid for sections of other nearby cities. Daly City, Los Altos Hills, Mountain View, Palo Alto, and Sunnyvale. Waymo AVs will be allowed to operate on any roads with speed limits of up to 65 miles per hour. And, they can run at any time of day or night, which is pretty amazing. Waymo also received a driver deployment permit. This permit actually allows it to charge for rides in San Francisco when its automation specialists are behind the wheel. It is only when there is no automation specialist in the car that Waymo cannot charge for the ride. We are seeing momentum build in this space, said CPUC Commissioner Genevieve Sharoma. And are working to assure the safe expansion of the driverless pilot program, Sharoma continued. Actually, Waymo started giving public robo-taxi rides in San Francisco back in 2021. And, as many of you may also be aware, it has been operating in Phoenix and its suburbs since 2017. And, Waymo just announced it was starting rider-only robo-taxi rides in downtown Phoenix. Waymo is also permitted to give rider-only robo-taxi rides to the Phoenix airport from downtown Phoenix. Only one other company that has a driverless pilot permit from the CPUC for San Francisco. That company is Cruise, the self-driving unit of General Motors. Both Waymo and GM Cruise received the same permit at the same time from the CPUC. GM Cruise announced that it was offering daytime, driverless robo-taxi rides starting with its employees in San Francisco. So far, GM Cruise has operated its robo-taxi services only between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. That was one of the original restrictions of its driver deployment permit from the CPUC. GM Cruise said that it will open its daytime rider-only robo-taxi services to the general public soon. You need a long memory to recall that Waymo began life as Google's self-driving car project way back in 2009. Now, Waymo has more than 700 vehicles in its robo-taxi fleet. This fleet is a mix of car models: Jaguar I-Pace electric vehicles, Chrysler Pacific hybrid minivans, and Class 8 trucks. The new Waymo permit comes as parent company Alphabet comes under intense pressure from many directions. Investment in Waymo has been heavy for many years. And shareholders are basically just tired of the losses sustained over the years by the unit. Now that growth of Google and Alphabet has slowed dramatically, these losses are no longer being tolerated by Wall Street. And the anger is spilling out into the public forums. Shareholder TCI management has come out saying that the investment in Waymo was never worth it. And TCI management has said that Google must take aggressive action to trim headcount and salary expense. Google needs to deliver a clear action plan to investors, TCI Fund Management wrote in a letter to CEO Sundar Pichai. TCI management has a stake in the Alphabet valued at $6 billion. TCI has made the case that compensation and headcount at Google are just way too high. Much higher, in fact, than at other companies in the rest of Silicon Valley. Google remains one of a few tech companies to resist major layoffs, despite announcing a hiring slowdown recently. A month ago, in his strongest language yet, Google CEO Sundar Pichai telegraphed that layoffs are coming to Google. In his Q2 earnings call, Pichai said that Google's performance was far from good. He also said that Google is not performing as well as it should with the employee base that it has. If you follow this channel, you already know that Pichai gave a now infamous speech at the Vox Code conference in Los Angeles. At the conference, Pichai said that he is determined to make Google run on fewer resources as a slew of business challenges emerged. Pichai has set an efficiency improvement target of 20%. For those of you not already familiar, Alphabet has three classes of shares. Co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin still have complete voting control in the company. That is because, together, the two founders own almost all of the Class B shares. So, it is probably impossible for an activist shareholder to take control. Our conversations with former executives suggest that the business could be operated more effectively with significantly fewer employees, read the letter from TCI. Overstaffing at tech companies is a poorly kept secret in Silicon Valley, the letter also said. 2022 has seen an absolute parade of layoffs in technology companies. Twitter laid off 50% of its employees. Meta laid off 11,000 employees. Amazon laid off 10,000 employees. Snap laid off 20% about a month ago. Google, one of the few large tech companies that has not publicly announced headcount reductions. Google headcount has increased at an annual rate of 20% since 2017, said the TCI letter. 2017 was the year that TCI started building their stock position in Alphabet. TCI says that this rate of hiring is excessive. Alphabet disclosed median compensation valued at $295,884 for 2021, which is also excessive, said the TCI letter. Historically, Google's compensation has basically been the gold standard in technology companies. We acknowledge that Alphabet employs some of the most talented and brightest computer scientists, the letter continued. But these represent only a fraction of the employee base, the TCI letter added. For non-engineering staff, the letter read, compensation should fall in line with other technology companies, the letter continued. TCI wants Google to increase its share buybacks. In addition, TCI said that Google's other bets financial category, their so-called moonshot division, demanded immediate action. The TCI letter drew specific attention to self-driving division Waymo. TCI says that Waymo has failed to justify its excessive investment. Shares in Alphabet have fallen more than 30% so far in 2022. After years of unbridled headcount and salary growth, Google is facing economic challenges like never before. Speaking at Code Conference in Los Angeles, Pichai cited examples of how merging two products into one would enable team size to be cut. Like other corporate chiefs, Pichai pointed out that there is economic uncertainty about the future. Ad spending, a primary source of Google revenue, has slowed significantly. Google recently reported its second consecutive quarter earnings and revenue misses. Google employees have become known for a practice, rest and vest. This practice depicted in a fictional TV show called Silicon Valley. Pichai said that he never saw that TV show. But layoffs at technology companies is currently the elephant in the room. But, what do you think? Please leave us a comment below and hit the like button. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.